Museveni amuses me sometimes.
Oh, really?
He made a very big mistake to document everything he went through in the armed struggle, in the violent struggle that brought him to power.
He made a very big mistake.
Yeah, he documented everything. Go and read the mustard seed.
I did, I've read it.
He would get support and assistance from Libya. Libya is not Uganda.
Mozambique.
He would get assistance from Mozambique, from Sweden, from Europe, and all these other foreign countries. Those are not Ugandan countries. Was he getting was he an enemy of Uganda? Is he now conceding that he was an enemy of Uganda? Well, if he conceded, does not mean all of us are like him. For example, we do not get any funding from foreigners. And even if we were getting, we are not destabilizing Uganda in any way. We are not violent. The support that we get from Ugandans here and abroad. These are Ugandans. Like I said, even if a Ugandan is in America or Vietnam or Brazil, they are Ugandans and they have 100% right about Uganda. The old man is just scared.
Well, with all that you've said, it actually gives me a better perspective now of what exactly is running. Going back to NUP, so what becomes of the candidates under NUP that failed to raise nomination fees? What's the way forward for them? Because yes, they got the card, they passed through the vetting process, and they were actually the best candidates. But here we are, they don't have enough money for nomination fees.
Well, that is supposed to teach us, like one wise man said, we don't lose. We either win or we learn. Now that teaches us that as soon as we take power, we are going to make sure that we're going to decommercialize politics. Politics has been highly commercialized. How do you tell me that a poor person, no matter how qualified, has no right to lead their people? How do you make it 3 million for a person to run for member of parliament? That means a young, intelligent, qualified, but unemployed Ugandan cannot run for parliament. That means parliament, that means politics is a business. We have to change that. It never used to be like that, but now it's like that. I want to believe that it was intended to lock out the poor Ugandans and keep these loaded politicians who, of course, in many times are corrupt officials, to keep them in politics. We have to change that. This should speak to us.
Ideally, Bobi Wine, what do you think should be the amount of money someone should actually pay for a nomination fee in this dispensation where we are?
Yeah, before 2016, it was 200,000 to run for parliament. And then it went to 3 million shillings. That is wrong. We must decommercialize politics. Yeah.
What's your comment about police? Just a few days ago, I think last Thursday, online, before I slept, I saw your Secretary General was being arrested, and I followed the live conversation to the police. What's your comment about police's approach in the political season where we are? Because you've run battles with them on a daily, but I mean, there gets a time or a moment where you step and you say, but what's wrong with this?
Same question you ask, what is wrong with these people? And I have a few friends in the police, and they also don't like what they're being made to do. For example, you have also seen on social media police and the military mounting posters and billboards for President Museveni. But the same police and the military have been seen removing my posters and banners, and also beating people for wearing my T-shirts and wearing the beret. It should be a shame to them. But, I mean, that is what we are. That is where we are. It should communicate to you how rotten the police has become. The police has been reduced to criminals, to lawbreakers. It's a political police, and that is wrong. That is really wrong. That is what we must change. It is, and then it also goes further to show you how shameless the regime is and how shameless President Museveni is. It's like me composing a song, but again, you copy the song, but abolish the original, and you want the photocopy to be played. You have seen, we came up with a beret, and we came up with a red overall.
They're
and
saying
this kind
that is infringing the Gazette
and this kind of attire. They copied it, and we started wearing yellow berets and a yellow overall, and now they say the original is abolished, but the copy